Let's talk about the basic idea of supply side economics. The basic idea of supply side economics is to curb inflation without causing recession. So many supply siders believe that the policies could be used by the government in order to change the incentive mechanisms faced by the people, and this could achieve the objectives of higher growth and lower inflation. So some of the policies which the supply siders believe are possible which changes the incentive are a cut in income tax. The second policy is decrease the corporate taxes, or you could increase the investment credit to the businessman, or lower the taxes on interest and capital gains income. And let's look at the main argument behind supply side economics. So taxes are important in decision making, of course, definitely. But the supply siders believe that the two most important thing that taxes do is that they discourage the workers, and the second, they would discourage savings and investment since it lowers the after-tax return. So let's look at each of them. When you lower taxes, or tax on wages, or tax on income, or when you cut income tax, you are providing more incentive to the workers. So when there is a cut in income tax, there is more incentive for the workers to supply more labor. Now, given the demand of labor does not change, a more supply of labor is going to create more employment. And because of this, the pre-tax or the real wages before taxes is reduced, and at the same time, the real wage after the tax goes up. Why? Because there is more supply of labor, and the reason being there is more incentive for the workers to work because of the cut in income taxes. The other would be providing the incentive for the businessman to increase the level of investments, and that would encourage them to produce even higher output. Some of the policies is to cut the corporate taxes or provide investment tax credit to these businesses, and that allows businesses to invest at a higher rate and produce more goods and services, which means more real GDP or higher economic growth. The other argument could be put forward that when you cut taxes or when you lower the taxes on the interest income and capital gains income, there is a higher incentive for the workers or the people to save. Right? So when the savings or the incentive to save goes up, the amount of savings would flow to the increased level of investments through the reduction of real interest rates. So because of higher incentive to save or the savings rises, the real interest rate goes down. And in equilibrium, when the real interest rate goes down, the savings would flow to capital markets and raise the level of investments. What does it lead to? Higher level of investment in the long run would mean higher capital and more productivity and higher real output. The basic logic of supply side is to use all these policies to alter the incentive mechanisms faced by different sectors of the economy. More specifically, in Reagan period, that's when the supply side economics was really came into economics stream. And during Reagan period, the idea was that when you cut taxes, the tax revenue goes up, and when you cut taxes, it provides more incentive to workers. So all in all, in terms of the graph, when I have output on horizontal axis and prices on vertical axis, the aggregate demand curve slopes downward and aggregate supply curve slopes upward. My equilibrium GDP is Y star, and P star is the equilibrium level of prices at 0. And when you cut taxes, you would provide or increase the labor supply. So you are providing more incentive to the people to work for more hours and work more harder. What this converts into is an increase in labor supply is going to lead to a shift of the aggregate supply curve to the right. And this is precisely the main argument of supply side economics is that when you cut income taxes, GDP goes up because people work harder and people work for more hours, but at the same time, the economy would not witness higher prices, and in fact, the prices could even go down.